Keir Starmer has said Nicola Sturgeon should resign if she broke the ministerial code by misleading Holyrood in the Alex Salmond inquiry. Speaking during a visit to Scotland today, the Labour leader said it was incredibly serious if the Scottish First Minister was found to have misled Parliament. The Labour leader also accused Ms. Sturgeon of hypocrisy over her claims the Salmond inquiry has been partisan in response to the committee's findings. The Committee on the Scottish Government Handling of Harassment Complaints voted 5-4 along party lines to come to its conclusion that Nicola Sturgeon gave an inaccurate account of a meeting between the pair, but their full report is yet to be released. Ms. Sturgeon argued the committee's MSPs had already made their minds up before she had given evidence earlier this month. The Holyrood Committee was set up after a successful judicial review by former First Minister Mr. Salmond resulted in the Scottish Government's investigation of harassment allegations against him being ruled unlawful and tainted by apparent bias, with a £512,250 payout being awarded to him for legal fees in 2019. The former SNP leader was also separately acquitted of all 13 charges of sexual assault against him in a criminal trial. Sir Keir added, by making those comments before she's seen the report, she's doing the very thing that she's accusing others of. The right thing for her to do is to wait for the report and to read the report, as we all will. But to say now, several days beforehand, what she said about the outcome is to do exactly what she's accusing other people of doing. Ms. Sturgeon is currently under investigation by James Hamilton QC to establish if she breached the ministerial code. The First Minister referred herself after being accused of misleading Parliament over when she knew of the complaints against Mr. Salmond. She previously said she had been told about the allegations by Mr. Salmond himself during a meeting in her home on April 2, 2018. However, it was later found that Mr. Salmond's former Chief of Staff Jeff Aberdeen had met with the First Minister in her Holyrood office 4 days prior to that, where she was told of the complaints. Sir Keir told the Express today, if you're going to have integrity in the Westminster Parliament or the Scottish Parliament, then breaches of the ministerial code in either parliament ought to lead to a resignation. The code is important, the code is explicitly, and the expectation has to be if there is a breach of the code, and I say if, then there should be a resignation. The foreword to the latest edition of the Scottish Ministerial Code was written by Nicola Sturgeon as First Minister, and she said in that foreword, I quote, I will lead by example in following the letter and the spirit of this code. So she has set high standards and now she needs to live up to those high standards. But we will have to wait and see what the report actually says next week. Anas Sarwar, Scottish Labour leader, claimed the SNP leader subsequently made a very dangerous allegation. Mr. Sarwar told this publication today, a breach is a breach and a misleading of the Parliament is a misleading of the Parliament. And only the First Minister herself can say or judge whether she knowingly did it or unknowingly did it. But Scotland's Health Secretary Jean Freeman defended the First Minister and said she had her full support. Responding to a question from the Express whether Nicola Sturgeon was damaged goods, Ms. Freeman said during today's Scottish Government briefing, no, it's not the case. She added, we will deal with the public as the adults as they are. Ms. Freeman made clear, I do not believe the First Minister should resign and I do not believe she has misled Parliament.